ABC 36 Sports, Lineman of the Week, is brought to you by Davis H. Elliott. 75 plus years of electrical excellence.
Tonight's Lineman of the Week in Science Hill, Kentucky is Caden Dobbs. Caden is a B lineman with 2 years of service at Elliott. Thanks for your service, Caden.
ABC 36 Sports, Game of the Week, presented by Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Lexington Catholic High School. What a game we have tonight for our Clark's Pump and Shop Game of the Week. With Hallie DeVore, I'm Jeff Picoro, and Hallie, these are two great teams. You got a 4A stud in Corbin, 14-1 last year. The only game they lost was the state championship game. And Lexington Catholic, who moved down to 3A, they lost in the quarterfinals of the state tournament last year.
Yeah, you're talking about that. Both those teams lost to Boyle. That one loss for Corbin, obviously, and, over there at Kroger. Lexington Catholic, they also lost to Boyle in the quarterfinals. So this season, Corbin has won one game so far. They only played 2 weeks ago against Hughes. They won that one 47-12. And then Lexington Catholic week 1 played Highlands, lost that one, a close one, 27-34. And then they're coming off a big win from last week against Madison Central, 47-0. But Corbin, they're a good team. They have a good quarterback.
They're a fantastic team. I mean, Cade Elam last year threw for over 2,400 yards and 33 touchdowns. He ran for 525 yards and 14 touchdowns. So that's 47 touchdowns for your quarterback there. But the key to them was right before the season, they picked up the Smith twins. We're talking Jared and Jacob, 2 4-star athletes. They've already committed to Michigan. A lot of people think they might flip to Kentucky. We keep our fingers crossed. Jared Smith is a 6'2", 255-pounder. He's the 250th player in the entire country. His brother Jacob is 6'4", 230 edge. He's a number 255 player in the country. So it's going to be awesome to see those guys. And how can Joe Schlarman do against them, the big offensive lineman for Lexington Catholic? I think that's the biggest question tonight.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a good game because these teams, they've never played against each other before. Back in 2001, Corbin had to forfeit. So, it's always exciting when two teams have never played each other. We'll see how they match up tonight. And
they've already got some fans in the parking lot for Corbin. All right, other news today. How about the ACC? Now, wait a minute. This is the Atlantic Coast Conference. You're from Oregon, correct?
Yeah.
So the Atlantic Coast Conference just added Stanford, Cal, and SMU. Aren't Stanford and Cal on the Pacific?
Yeah, I'm from the Pacific, and so I'm used to seeing all those teams play. And also as a former college athlete, I don't know how that's going to work.
It is unbelievable. And then SMU, of course, from Dallas. So they are now in the ACC. So Atlantic Coast Conference now has 18 teams, along with the ACC and the Big Ten will now have 18 teams. SEC and Big 12 will have 16. That is just absolutely crazy. And in other college football news, Louisville plays tonight. So they get their season started, and it is an ACC game because they travel to take on Georgia Tech. And for Georgia Tech there, that game is the first for Jeff Brom as the head coach at Louisville. So the Jeff Brom era starts tonight down in Atlanta. We bring in the big fella, Jordan Smith. And Jordan, it's beautiful out here today. Give us a quick weather update.
Well, it is completely different from last week. Last week we went from sweating our, tails off to getting drenched in the thunderstorms. This week, nothing like that. Kind of a comfortable low 80s to start, and then as the time we get into halftime, we'll be starting to see temperatures dropping through the 70s, and eventually maybe even some upper 60s by the time the game wrap up. So a 10 out of 10 football forecast.
That is awesome. All right, let's throw it back to the studio at Doug High. Doug?